Fun fact, do you know the majority of us breathe improperly? How do we breathe improperly? So, I'm gonna start with us guys, right? So, growing up, we're always taught, stand up tall, chest up, say things with your chest, as we could say, as Kevin Hart would say. And we've just developed that habit of always keeping our chest up. So when we breathe with our chest out. We also keep our chest up because we want to have the illusion that we're bigger, all right? We just want to, be Mr. Macho Man. So that's why we usually, for the most part with guys, is why we breathe incorrectly, is because we always have our chest up and we're breathing through our chest. Pardon, the train just passed by. Women breathe with their chest because, like, again, how us as men, we stand with our chest up because we want to appear bigger. Women breathe with their chest because they want to appear slimmer. And, I'm not saying it's not all men and it's all women, but it is. But that's one of the reasons why we have developed the bad habit of breathing with our chest. When using your breath to breathe primarily, you're really not getting as much oxygen into the body as you think you are. All right, when we're breathing up here, not much oxygen is really getting into the body. How we're supposed to actually breathe is we're supposed to breathe into the belly. Okay, when you come breathe, you want to. Okay, take a deep breath in through the nose, fill up the stomach, blow it out through the mouth. The reason we want to breathe into the stomach is so you can really get the diaphragm working, get as much oxygen in there into the stomach, so then when the diaphragm contracts up, it brings the oxygen up into the lungs. We should also breathe through our mouths more, just because we're able to take in more oxygen than we are breathing in through our nose. Because if you cover one nostril, right, you're gonna breathe differently through a different nostril. One's gonna feel like, a little bit congested. The other one is gonna feel fine. That's why you wanna breathe through your mouth a little bit more, because you're able to take in more oxygen. Simply by breathing better, you can overall improve brain cognitivity as well as energy throughout the body, just off of breathing. Okay, breathing properly on a consistent basis and understanding how to breathe properly. So instead of you breathing naturally and breathing through your chest, the bad habit that we develop, you naturally breathe into your stomach, get that diaphragm contracted so it could push up into the lungs. You would experience a lot of health benefits just off of simple breathing. And you could do breathing techniques and exercises. You could do forms of meditation, because these help with overall practice of breathing. Even breathing properly while exercising has many benefits to it as well. Even when I have my clients perform certain exercises, I tell them to make sure, you're taking it, like let's use squats, for example. I'll have my clients take a deep breath, squat down, on the come up, blow it out. Coming down, coming up. And it actually helps a lot. When breathing properly, the body can actually hold and retain oxygen and pretty much hold it for storage and use it later. And as far-fetched as that may sound, it really isn't, because when you're breathing properly, you know what, I'm just gonna use the example of us, the human species. We are one of the best divers. You get what I'm saying? Like when, Pangea and stuff like that, and we migrated to a source where there was water, because, we could use the water to sustain life. Plus, we could use the ocean as a form of food source. And we fished, but, we weren't the fish weren't always coming up to the surface. And we, mastered the technique of diving. And how did we master that? Because our way of breathing. Now, back then, the air wasn't as toxic and polluted. So again, this goes back to me saying we were disconnected from nature. They understood the connection of nature. They were breathing in non-toxified oxygen that was able to hit their bloodstream, and it just helped open up their lungs a lot better. It just helped with their overall ability to hold and obtain oxygen. That's not like how it is here now. Sadly, because of the toxified earth, is this something that could be practiced? Of course. If you're a swimmer or you like to swim, it's a great way to like strengthen your lungs. All right, you know, running, cardio, conditioning, great forms of ways of strengthening your lungs. But if we didn't have to deal with such a toxic earth, and then if we knew how to breathe properly, it wouldn't be so, we wouldn't have to rely so strenuously on, you know, certain forms of exercise to promote this. And there's nothing wrong with exercise, but again, it's to a certain extent we have to overcompensate for how our environment is right now. Breathing technique that you can do is you're gonna breathe in through the mouth for 3 seconds. Hold it for 3 seconds. Blow it out for 3 seconds and then repeat. All right, so it's every time you repeat, look to take a bigger breath every time. So when you get to the last 3 seconds where you're blowing it out, take a big breath for the next 3 seconds of sucking it in. Pause. Real simple, guys. You know, simple breathing techniques that you could do. You can incorporate this in, you know, meditation. It's a great way to help calm your heart rate down as well. And yeah, guys, breathing, fun fact.